Long time ago in one of my live streams, me and my community made this awesome grizzly tank, and we did all kinds of really cool things to it, to the numbers, to the logos, to the blood marks. They were all my community's idea. So I figured today, why not make a really awesome custom flood grizzly tank in honor of the new Halo Infinite game that is releasing. I really want the flood to be back in Halo Infinite, so I'm really hoping that it is, and I figured why not make a really awesome flood grizzly tank in today's video. So I started out by mixing up a ton of green stuff. Green stuff is a two-part clay that you can get on eBay and Amazon, and it's literally just called green stuff, so you shouldn't have a hard time finding it at all. I make a ton of customs with this stuff, and I haven't made any customs in a long time, but green stuff is a great material to use. I started out by just laying green stuff in various different areas and making it look flood textured. Now I can use a lot of my knife for this, or I can also use a tinfoil ball, which you'll see a little bit later. But I also wanted the flood to go into the cockpit of the grizzly tank and explode out. Maybe there was 2 or 3 different drivers in that grizzly tank, and basically they have a bunch of biomass in there and it is funneling out of this grizzly tank. And I thought it would be a really cool little aspect to add. And then I just started applying more little things like tendrils and little basically worm-based pieces everywhere. And I also wanted to have this marine kind of stuck to the side of the grizzly tank right here. Kind of make it feel like they're almost using this tank as like a mobile biomass that's kind of going around, really making it feel infected and kind of just crazy. And I thought that would be really fun. I also added on a bunch of these little spores that are kind of coming off. I feel like adding these spores just gives it a lot more detail and a lot more depth and fun. And really adding as many little details as you can to any project is going to make it look better in the end. Once that was done, re-glued it back on since it was just, kind of just broke off when I was working on it. Everything I made here is just made out of styrofoam, so it can break sometimes when you're working on something like this. But I also wanted to have a Spartan in the back that got stuck there. Maybe he got caught underneath the back chain of the grizzly tank and got grinded up, so the flood kind of built more around him as well. Kind of fun and cool to add, so I added him and then added more little tendrils all around. Then we added some more up on the very top of the grizzly tank. Then we added more tendrils, just going all the way around the grizzly tank. Pretty simple process for this, nothing too complicated, but definitely needed if you want to make it feel flood infected. After that, I didn't want to use a ton of money and green stuff, so I decided I would use hot glue. And I have this nice little trick that if you take hot glue and put it on like a metal sheet pan, and you rip it up with a piece of foam or anything else like cardboard, it gets this really cool flood-like texture. I've used this a lot in previous projects, and I am excited to use it here. It's a trick that I'll probably use for forever when it comes to flood work, and one that you can definitely use for yourself. Sometimes ripping it up can be a little annoying, but then we just started with a nice flood coat base color. And then we are going to apply it on after that. But getting this base color on before you actually put it on the grizzly tank will save a lot of mess, and I don't really want my project to be fully floodly infected and have just that color everywhere. I want to keep a lot of that marine UNSC green on there as well with the grizzly tank. So then I also painted up all of these little tendrils and flood spores all the way around the grizzly tank the same color, trying my best not to get it everywhere, but even if you do mess up a little bit, it doesn't matter because the flood is a very messy. Then I just started applying around all of these little flood infected bits that we have made, and I just used hot glue on the back and it won't melt through or kind of ruin the texture that you made earlier. So it's really nice and it's very simple and cheap. It probably only cost me like 20 cents to make all this stuff, and that's definitely way cheaper than all of it being green stuff. So I applied it all the way around, and I also had to apply some on a top of the grizzly tank gun. Now, this was a pretty simple process and very fun to do. I always love being able to kind of get to these points in builds because it just really fills everything out and makes it look creepy, gross, and infected. Now we're going to make the flood biomass just look a little bit darker with some gray paint, with some brown paint here. So the brown paint's just going to make it look a little bit darker. You can do this in any way that you want. I've made red biomass, more bloody biomass, which will add some more colors in later, but I really wanted to keep it kind of more of a dark, floody look, and also adding a few more colors later on. And just a dry brush with this is a very simple way to do it. And dang, that marine is really stuck to the side there. So I pretty much just dry brush that on everywhere. And then we were pretty much good to go. Pretty simple project. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I plan on making more videos coming soon. I know I've been kind of slacking a little bit on the main channel videos. They're not all going to be Halo either. I plan on doing a lot more other stuff like Elden Ring, Skyrim, or just different things like Minecraft as well. Really kind of just do new creations and keep myself more busy on the channel. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new or if you just liked the video. And I'll see you guys all later. Have a great rest of your day, evening, or night. Peace.